All right, let's get to the Cavs. So we've talked about Jonathan Kuminga. This is so unfair to Jonathan Kuminga. Every time I say his name, I get depressed. And it's totally unfair to him.
Yeah.
I actually want
a good player.
Yeah, I actually want the Cavs to get him because he'll change the mix up.
He gives them something they don't have at all.
And maybe he'll be really good on this team.
Yep.
You know? But right now it's hard to get excited about Jonathan Kuminga. But I'm going to try to. So try to get me pumped up about Jonathan Kuminga here.
I mean, do we want to do that instead of what the topic was?
There might be a trade. Oh, who? Yeah, I'm sorry. Who? Yeah,
so,
good. Yeah.
This is kind of related to Kuminga.
Yeah.
Also not related to Kuminga whatsoever.
They might have to trade either Strus or
Merrill.
Or Merrill, yeah.
And there's a couple different. Peyton Watson is a name to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson with the Denver Nuggets.
We were talking about him a couple of years ago.
We talked about him on Monday. That's my favorite Cavs trade right now. Kuminga. There's some other sign and trade deals where either Strus or Merrill, depending on the money.
Cam Johnson's a free agent?
No, he's on Denver, but Denver's now in the second apron. They're going to have to shed some money. They said they're not going to stay in the second apron, which is why Peyton Watson, who's a restricted free agent, and Cam Johnson could be available in some kind of salary dump move. It's a lot of moving pieces.
All right,
but
anyway.
The genesis of the question is if the Cavs had to choose between either Strus or Merrill, because one of those two to fit either Kuminga, to fit either Watson.
I get rid of Merrill.
Interesting.
I don't know if I
What do you
had
think?
Such a hard time with this because they do different things. I love Max Strus's mentality, his intensity. He wants to win as bad as Donovan Mitchell and anyone else on that team.
Yeah.
And right now they don't have enough wings. So if you're telling me you're getting wings back and you can maybe let Strus go, I could be talked into it. Merrill, yeah, you can replace him the shooting. He's an incredible shooter, don't get me wrong. If Tyrese Proctor turns into the shooter you think he's going to be, or Malik Thomas, you can find another three-point specialist. He is undervalued defensively in what he does, traveling whoever the guard is that he is assigned to. He is gritty. He doesn't look like it, but he gets under guys' skin. So it's really hard. I think I'd be willing to say goodbye to Strus over Merrill because right now you need guys in the backcourt that can defend, and Merrill is one of your better backcourt defenders.
Here's why it's easy to me. And I'm not factoring in money, so obviously that's something.
Just so everyone knows, Strus on the last year of a $16 million annual average value. So final year, Merrill has 3 years left at $9 million per. So
all right. So, but for me, I'm not factoring that in. It's not a significant
fair,
difference. Strus is a dude, and Sam Merrill's not. I mean, to me, that's simple. I trust Strus in the playoffs. Sam Merrill doesn't have the you-know-whats to play in the playoffs when it matters. I don't believe in him. He's a regular season player.
I don't know if I fully agree with the Sam Merrill.
All right, that's fine. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me.
And that's fair. When it's funny because you look at these two.
Yeah.
They operate in such different ways
in
terms of the persona they put out there, their bravado on the court, but they do a lot of the same things. Like in terms of shooting, Merrill's probably a better standstill shooter. Strus probably a better off-the-move shooter. Both plus three-point shooters. Merrill might be one of the best in the league. Strus above average by far, no questions asked. Defensively, we think of Strus as the better overall defender because he gets up in people, guards them full court. Sometimes that is beneficial. Other times it has been an incredible Achilles heel. He's gotten torched in those situations.
Yeah, but come on. Are we making the decision based on their defense, really?
I'm just going through what they do.
Yeah.
Merrill's better in the half court as a help defender.
Yeah.
He's a more conservative defender, but he's an underrated defender. All the advanced metrics, if you want to dive into their stuff, I'm going to skip you the board. Say Merrill's a better defender. I'm not 100% sure if I needed a bucket and I needed to stop and I had to put either Merrill or Strus on somebody. Who I'd go with, I think it depends on the matchup. Max is a better rebounder, unquestioned. Max is a better playmaker off the dribble, unquestioned. But defenses don't follow Strus the same way they follow Merrill. And that opens up other things, especially in the pick and roll with Harden, when you have Sam in the corner where you can't even help off a half step, which allows Jared Allen to be at his best, which allows Evan Mobley, and it allows James Harden. I don't feel strongly either way.
Something you ignored there is
the hair. You're
Max
right. Max has better hair.
Is a better looking guy. Let's face it. I got to have a better looking team.
I've been called Sam Merrill lookalike, so I take offense to that.
Well, you don't need to be a fan. I think you're better looking than Sam Merrill.
I will give your point on Merrill not playing well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I will give him benefit of the doubt. He's dealing with a wrist injury.
I don't want to hear it. Everybody's dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Everybody's dealing with injuries. They're all hurt this time of the year. I don't excuse injuries. And Max Strus plays with a level of attitude and
Yeah.
intensity that Sam Merrill doesn't have.
And to me, at the end of the day,
And you
if
need that.
if I had to pick between the two,
Yeah.
I would rather keep Strus because of the fact it's an expiring contract.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of financial things you got to deal with
That's
down the
true,
road.
too,
So
yeah.
it's going to open up more flexibility down the road. And 2, if Tyrese Proctor or Malik Thomas, to your initial point, they can fill more of what Sam does than I think more of what Max does. And that's why if I had to pick and choose between the two, I would keep Strus. But I think it's more likely Strus is the one who gets dealt because it's more equal salary with some of those
Yeah.
deals
All
we
right. Give
talked
us
about.
60 seconds on
Kuminga?
if it doesn't have to be Kuminga, on these guys that might be available, who's the best option and why?
I like Cam Johnson. I like Cam Johnson over DeAndre Hunter when those were the 2 trade targets 2
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
remember
He's
that.
a great catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, almost a 40% shooter for his career. He's on an expiring contract as well, so if it doesn't work out, you are not pot committed for a long time, unlike a Peyton Watson, unlike a Kuminga, who are going to demand a contract extension when they get here. That's part of the holdup in this whole sign-and-trade thing. Cam Johnson's my favorite of the bunch. He's not the most athletic, not the best perimeter defender of the group. That would be Peyton Watson. Kuminga probably has the most overall upside if we're talking about those 3, just in terms of raw talent, sheer physical stature, and ability. But Cam Johnson fits into the offense that Kenny Atkinson likes to run. He's not a guy that needs the ball a lot. He plays off guys.
Yeah, which is good for this team.
With this team, I just think he's the best natural fit alongside the core 4.